In a different video, we looked at solutions to this equation, and we wound up finding out that 4 was a solution, so let's just test it. Turns out that through, writing it out, calculating it out, we get the square root of 4, which is 2, and on the other side, evaluating with 4, we get 2. So that lets us know that 4 does work as a solution, but what about those complex solutions of plus or minus 2/3 I? Let's test it with 2/3 I, the positive value, and leave the negative one, the problem is left to the reader. So in this problem, by putting 2/3 I wherever there's an x, even on the other side of the equation, notice that we're not saying they're equal, we're testing if they're equal. So be very careful with that equality when we're solving it out. We get an I cubed. Now, if you know that I to the first power is itself and I squared is -1, then that means that I cubed is I squared times I, so -I. And I to the fourth and I to the fifth. And the cycle continues. One of those nice cyclic relationships. In this situation, then, we wind up with -24/9. There's a reason for that. And then evaluating on the other side, we get a value of 32/9. If I factor 1/9 out of -24/9 I and 32/9, then I square root, I'm left with 1/3 times this 32 minus 24I. And I didn't see it at first why that was a result of a squared complex number. So I thought, let's do this like I do in trig. When I do a trig identity, I work down the left side, and then I work back up the right side, and there's a bridge right in the middle. So let's look for that bridge. On this side over here, I evaluated -2/3 I minus 2. I thought, well, I know I have to get a 1/3 because of this, square root of 1/9. So what if I make sure that this can be written as a product of a number times a third, and that would be 6. So factoring out 1/3 leaves me with 2I minus 6. How do I get that to show up here? Well, let's square it. If we could square it and then square root it, that would be the bridge we need between them. So if I square 2I minus 6, writing it twice and foiling, forgive me for the acronym, first gives me -4, because 2 times 2 and I times I. And then outside, inside, and then last, and if we combine like terms, there is our argument of that square root. So therefore, 2/3 I is a solution because left side, bridge, right side, we have equality. Like I said, -2/3 I, the proof of which is left to the viewer.